There is a new greatest Fortnite player of all time, and his name is Peterbot. He just won the biggest tournament of the year, and you've definitely seen the highlights, but today I'm going to show you never before seen footage and break down the story of how Peterbot actually won the FNCS Global Championship. He's dropping into game number 1 at the Raft in a sold-out stadium in Fort Worth, Texas. And this lobby might be the most stacked in Fortnite history. Clicks, Booga, Reed, Kanata, Cooper, Thomas HD, every Fortnite pro you can think of is here, and they all want a piece of that $2 million prize. So he's dropping into the Raft, the best POI in the game with 2 other teams. However, since the Raft is a large POI, the other teams understand they do not want to mess with Peterbot and his duo Pollo. So both teams are landing at the other side of the Raft, leaving Peterbot to loot his side uncontested, getting the mythic AR and the scan medallion. I'll show you how he abuses that later, but let's start with his game plan. He always goes to take control of the nearby forecast tower, letting him see future storm circles. Then, once the floating island spawns in, he'll bully other teams off the island and take that too. But how? Why are the best players in the world letting Peterbot take everything from them? What you have to understand about Peterbot is he isn't one of the best players. He is the best player. Everyone is completely terrified to fight him because they know it won't end well.
That's Peterbot. He just saw the scan. He can run.
For months and months, Peterbot always just gets to pick the best POI on the map with the best loot and the best mythics. And if you try to contest him, he'll just beat you off spawn until you give up. That level of respect and fear is what Peterbot thrives on. So in this first game, he gets stacked loot and takes the floating island and is able to get some quick tags for Surge, eventually maneuvering his way into the end game. And now we're hopping into the first end game, and we're actually going to watch the POVs of Peterbot and Pollo as they navigate through this stacked lobby. And we definitely did not see this on the main broadcast. We're able to get their replay files to show you how they play as a team. And even when they're in a situation like this, Peterbot is down to 170 wood. They need a refresh, and they're immediately going to find one right there. Not just one, but 2. Now, Pollo gets knocked, and Peterbot is not looking very healthy. He's a solo player right now. And throughout this video, we're going to see Peterbot do some insane things as a solo player and really get as many points as possible and even clutch up some insane moments that you could never have clutched up. He finds Clicks right there for another refresh, ending his run in game 1. He has 4 eliminations. He's moving in. Peterbot is insane as a solo, but obviously when Pollo is up, they're even more dangerous. The amount of confidence that I saw from this kid while in Fort Worth, because I was attending in person, was insane. No matter how loud the crowd got, no matter how much pressure was on him, and even people started rooting for him to lose because of how dominant he was, he never let that affect him. So right now, he's looking, he's rotating, he's using the fizz to move around. He's, fortunate not to get shot by high ground, but he's just picking the perfect moment to kind of slide in. He's down to just 2 builds, so he is looking for a refresh, looking for a player, finds Seti, takes him out. Up to 7 eliminations for Peterbot.
Huge angle off of Seti. 8 eliminations now for Peterbot and Pollo here. Peterbot still going.
Now he's getting stuck in Storm.
Just moments away now.
Not choking to the Storm, reloading his shotgun. Even with 2 HP, he's moving confident, manages to get another knock, but the Storm takes him out. That game went from potentially being a huge fail, and he just ended up getting so many more points and so many more placements as a solo. But guys, it doesn't end here. He's gonna do some crazy things. So Peterbot and Pollo are in 4th place going into game number 2, but game number 2 didn't go as well. They make it to end game, and Peterbot tries to solo clutch, but it doesn't go his way. But match 3, you're not going to want to miss. So we're dropping into the Raft again, and Peterbot is going to show us something crazy. He spots Trashy from across the entire POI, and he's going to use the mythic AUG. And this is the aim that we're talking about. Just all headshots. Knocks Trashy. Bro, he did not bring his cheats to land. There is no cheats. This guy is the greatest. Like, people were standing behind him, watching him play the entire time. If he had cheats, they would have caught it. He is just that good. And again, in the mid game, he's going to spot Cammy from across the map, and even with bullet travel, picks up another quick elimination. So now we're in end game number 3. This one goes crazy. Peterbot makes the call to go for height.
Come.
Gets the scan medallion. Sliding, gonna get a headshot on Queasy, putting a lot of pressure, making sure no other teams can control this hill.
Height is the real W here.
Well, I hate to call it early, but it is.
Now, I want to mention something here. A lot of the attention is on Peterbot, but his teammate Pollo is one of the most, if not the most underrated player in the game. He is almost as good as him as a Slayer, but he plays the perfect role and has no ego to stand beside Peterbot and help him achieve this. Another quick kill again. That mythic AUG in Peterbot's hand is disgusting. So they're on high ground. They're putting pressure. He knows Thomas HD is there because they have the scan medallion. And that's really one of the ways they can abuse the scan medallion. If anybody's in the storm trying to pop a med kit or a heal, they can actually see them and kind of focus them for an extra elimination. So there's Thomas. They take him out. They probably can see these guys running in underneath them from the tree. They do a good job even, you know, dropping the scan medallion back and forth so they can both get a scan out of it. Re and Ritual underneath them. He's tracking them perfectly. No wall hacks. It's just the medallion itself coming to action. Now, Swizzy is on the low ground. You're going to want to watch out for him because he does something crazy in this end game. But again, this is pretty basic. They're just putting pressure on the lower team, making them waste their resources. They still have enough materials. They're going to drop down so they're not as high. They don't want to risk falling to their death. Going to use the armored wall here to protect the high ground. Again, using the scan to know where the teams are. He knows there's a duo in the storm. Pollo's calling it out right now. They got the scan off. They know they're there. They don't want them to sneak up on them. There's some tags. There's another elimination for Peterbot. He is a Slayer. I think after day 1, he had more eliminations than every other duo combined. As a solo, he had more eliminations than the other duos combined, which is just ridiculous. They're doing a great job holding this high ground, picking up more limbs. Through the tree, man. He's just shooting through the tree, picking up his 5th elimination, putting pressure on Malabuka and Murstache. Guys, this lobby is stacked. You see these names. Some of these players have millions of dollars earned. It's just ridiculous that he's doing this in a lobby like this. Like, it's insane. But these guys, these players, they're no joke. And you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about at the end of this game. Even for Peterbot and Pollo, as dominant as they are, there's still moments where they have to be careful because these are the best players in the world. So it's coming down to 3 duos. Swizzy and Falcon on the low ground, Murstache and Malabuka, top EU players, Pollo and Peterbot on the high ground. They still have all the resources. It seems like an easy win. The other 2 duos are fighting. They're getting another quick scan. Peterbot does this a lot. He'll drop down and look for eliminations himself. He's going to get a knock right there, but he's a little bit weak. Going to get back up, pop a couple shields. They don't have any more materials left, and it's them versus Swizzy. 1v2 against Peterbot and Pollo. Can Swizzy pull this off? He ends up knocking Pollo. Peterbot has no ammo in his assault rifle, gets the quick tag, looking for the shot, gets baited out, has to reload and goes down. This was insane. The crowd absolutely erupted. Young Fortnite pro Swizzy 1v2s Peterbot and Pollo. And you would think that this is going to kill their momentum, but it just lights a fire underneath them because they're not going to let that slide. Now, even though they didn't secure the victory royale, they are in first place going into game number 4, and they have about a 40-point lead. However, in game 4, they go through their early rotation again, but Pollo ends up getting knocked by Acorn and Cold, another fantastic duo. And Peterbot was just not able to solo clutch. Now, he's not going to be able to solo clutch every single game, but trust me, he will solo clutch in this tournament more than you could believe. They still have a 1-point lead for first place going into game number 5. And if you guys watch this game, you know we're about to witness something insane. So they're dropping in, same routine into game number 5, taking control of the raft and the forecast tower, including a bunker for some extra loot. And now we're going into end game number 5. So they have 1 elimination in this end game already. They're 800 above Storm Surge. A lot of teams struggled with Storm Surge during this tournament, but Peterbot and Pollo did not. So right now they're putting pressure on the teams that are rotating in. He catches Vino, eliminating Clicks and Vino again out of the end game right before all the points are coming in, which was pretty painful as somebody who was hoping Clicks would do well. Gets another knock on Threats, but the armored walls go down and Threats is going to try to be revived right there. They're not worried about that. They end up securing the elimination. 3 eliminations for Peterbot. This guy is a slayer, man. He finds eliminations every game. In any moment, he's going to find a knock, and that's really helping them stay ahead of the game. So right now, they're rotating into circle, using the fizz to move quickly. Gonna go down to avoid getting shot by the team on the right. These guys aren't just brute force warriors that are eliminating everybody. They're actually very smart with their rotation. They go all the way on the low ground knowing that no one's going to be here, instead of just trying to hog height or stay up top where all the action's happening. Now he's going to look back, use the Mythic Og, nearly knock that guy out of the sky, 200-0. But again, putting themselves in a good spot. They always look back on the moving zone. And here we see some crazy aim. A quick knock on Acorn. Fizz coming in. He's jumping up. He's going ahead of the circle. Pollo close behind. Looking back for more eliminations, more tags. A little bit of pressure is coming in, but they're calm, cool, and collected. Again, they have the scan medallion, so they see these guys rotating on the side. They know they're weak. Might make the call to push them for a refresh. No, they're just going to get another elimination right here. And more people in the back line, putting pressure on Trulex. Even when they're not getting the eliminations, they're making it so much harder for everybody around them. And honestly, not only is Peterbot the slayer, he seems to be the IGL. He's making these calls very confidently, and Pollo is following perfectly. Again, more cracks right there. He's going to get a knock on Sphinx. On the low ground, they still have good materials, good heals, staying ahead of the circle and looking back. Now they're going to look for height. Potentially going to make a height play here. Fizz is coming out. Finds Paper thanks to the scan medallion. And there's another one. He gets tagged, uses the armored walls to stay alive. And Pollo is actually going to help him out here. They're both very, very weak. But because of all the loot that they got from the bunker, from the island, they constantly have heals in the end game. They don't have to worry about those resources. Now they're both back up to 100 shield, 100 health. They're low on materials, only 4 builds left. Now 1 build left for Peterbot. He's looking for the refresh. He sees these players. There is a knocked body in there and another player that's very weak. They're on the low ground looking for this refresh. Pollo's going to get a few knocks right here. There's the refresh, but Pollo doesn't have many materials left, so he's going to try to make his way to Peterbot, and he does. There comes the splashes. Pollo is like the perfect support player who can also slay out and move just like Peterbot. So you got medkits, you got mats. The team is on high ground. Peterbot is jumping up. He finds Bryce knocked.
Chill.
He's making the call outs right here. Big pressure on the high ground.
Chill. Stop. Yeah, take my hit. Drop it.
And he gets the knock right there. Their first victory royale of the day. And trust me, this is the least impressive victory royale we're going to see in this video.
Good job, bro. We're crazy, bro.
So I told you guys about Peterbot's strategy, but listen to how he describes his strategy.
What is the magic, the secret sauce that is really making you guys, ensuring you get to these top spots right now?
I'm not gonna lie, we have the Mythic every season, you know what I'm saying? And me with the Mythic, I'm just unstoppable, you know what I'm saying? I get so many eliminations and stuff, so yeah.
Dangerous.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, he has so much confidence on camera. I have never seen a transformation of a player like this. Not only is he dominating in game, he's actually doing pretty well with the mic in front of his face and the camera in front of him, considering all of the screaming fans and the loud stadium. They are now 50 points ahead going into game number 6. And again, in game number 6, they're going to bully all the other teams around the forecast tower and secure it so that they can have information about the future storm. No one nearby gets anything for free with Peterbot and Pollo in the game. And again, from long range, he's going to pick up a quick elimination. And this is why they don't have to worry about Storm Surge or getting that damage in the late game, because they always secure at least one elimination before the end game. And now they're fighting for control of the island, and we're going to see a crazy play come in. He gets a quick knock right there. The guy's duo is on the high ground. He catches him slacking over here, sees that there's an alternate angle, and again, he's going to hit an emote. The crowd was going crazy when they saw this. Bro is in everyone's head, but now we're jumping into end game number 6, and this one goes crazy. Again, they're doing a great job keeping people out of the storm, using the medallion to get a few extra knocks. They have 3 eliminations already. A lot of resources because of the control of the floating island. They get chopped out right here, but they're going to throw down an armored wall. Really good at using the armored wall. And the fact that they're able to capture the island and even some bunkers ensures that they always have armored walls going into the end game, which they use extremely well and extremely efficiently. Now on this side, you can see how their rotation is excellent. They know where the next circle is, so they can actually get ahead of everybody else and just hold them. With the scan medallion and the forecast tower, it's a very, very deadly combination right here. They find Nathan on the low ground, another quick elim. He knows Cooper and Kanata are there. He has them on the scan. He has them on the scan, and he's going to punish Cooper right here. Look at that. Another quick elimination. Peterbot with 5 eliminations of the 6 that they have as a duo. They're on the low ground. They're staying ahead. Now they're going to look back and see what's in store for them. They know Kanata's in the back right now. He has him scanned. No wall hacks right here, bro. He's beating the allegations. More eliminations. You see this, they're just on the side that's uncontested, and they're getting these refreshes, but he was smart not to be greedy there and decided to step back so that he doesn't get knocked. Kanata goes down, and I think that kill is awarded to them because they did damage him earlier. All right, another refresh nearby. They're good on materials, but you got Azers on the high ground, a veteran tier 1 player from North America, but he's gonna crack him right here. He's putting pressure. He's got the fizz. He's going for height. Azers is 1 shot. Peterbot is also 1 shot, but he manages to stay alive, puts the armored wall down, gets back to Pollo. They're gonna fizz up and drop onto the low ground. Now it's high ground versus low ground. High ground usually has the advantage in this situation. So now they're on the low ground. They're low on materials. They don't have the advantage, but they do have the health advantage. And the pressure starts coming in. Armored walls start coming down. Take a look at this. They're looking for refreshes. They find some extra mats from the earlier fights and some splashes, and now they're both full health, full shield, but they're still on the low ground, which could be dangerous for them. Looking for more, but they're not getting the extra materials that they need. They're down to just 5 builds. Fizzing up. Pollo gonna mantle up and try to find somebody here. Doesn't quite find them. Peterbot down to 1 HP. Peterbot gets knocked, and now we're gonna see Pollo prove to everybody why he's one of the best players, one of the most underrated players, because even when his duo went down, he clutches up and hits the shot from the low ground. Back-to-back wins for Pollo and Peterbot. And now they have a huge lead going into day number 2 with 444 points. And Peterbot has 30 eliminations just by himself. Like I said, every other duo combined has less eliminations than Peterbot as a solo, which is ridiculous. Things are looking great, but now we're going into day number 2, and the points are worth 50% more, so anything could happen. The players had a full day to rest going into day number 2, just enough time to adjust and see what they can do to stop Peterbot. Now, dropping into game number 7, we're still dropping at the raft, going for the same strategy of getting the mythic, the medallion, and the forecast tower, but this time the players around Peterbot and Pollo were playing a little bit more defensive, and Peterbot and Pollo could not get the tags they were getting in game number 1. which put them in trouble with Storm Surge. If they don't get enough damage, the Storm Surge will eliminate them. So they ended up taking a very risky fight on Spawn Island. And I know we've been talking about Peterbot a lot in this video, but you can't overlook Pollo completely destroying one of the best EU players, Reason, in a fight. But this wasn't enough to get them back on track in game number 7. They were low on health. They still needed more surge damage, and they ended up going down early in the end game. Now, Thomas and Queasy are right on their tail, and the pressure is starting to pick up for Pollo and Peterbot. And things wouldn't really turn around for them in game number 8 either. Now, we've seen them in end games dominating and playing well, but guys, this is Fortnite, where anything can happen. And in game number 8, they were extremely unlucky. You can see them in Storm right now, just looking for some white health, looking for some med kits, and they really couldn't find any.
I'm just getting the most unlucky loot of all time. We might need the bunker, bro. 79 alive.
Could actually, yeah.
Only 5 bandages, no med kits.
If we don't get whites, we're dead, by the way. No heals.
Wait, they're opening up the entire bunker right now, and they're not getting med kits.
No, we need to go now.
Okay.
We still
They're
need
literally
more whites.
sitting on a campfire, scrapping for bandages, and they end up getting killed in Storm. That is so unlucky. And now, after game number 8, they actually lost the first place position, and Thomas and Queasy are now in first place. But we're about to watch what Peterbot and Pollo do when their backs against the wall. And now the pressure is on. People are saying that Peterbot and Pollo had a great day number 1, but they're about to choke it and lose in day number 2. They're already 40 points behind first place, and they're getting ready for this end game. Clicks is on the low ground. He has no health. He gets a shot off on Pollo and Peterbot. But I called this here while I was watching this live. I knew that Clicks was about to die to Peterbot and Pollo because they're about to scan him and see right there that he was a solo hiding near them. You can't hide near them when they have the scan medallion. So they get the refresh. There's still a lot of players alive, over 30 players alive in this very small circle. And it's going to be a very important game because Thomas and Queasy are both alive, and they are ahead of them by 40 right now. There's a quick knock on Epic Whale. They're going to get the refresh. Peterbot is expanding. And like I said, Thomas and Queasy both still alive, and they're both making their way into the end game. So they're not really cutting the lead any second now unless they go down. They're staying ahead. There's the scan. Now they're using the scan to see where they can find some players. They start getting shot at. The pressure is coming in. They get a refresh on Vidil. They're so good at getting these refreshes when they're low on materials because they just rotate extremely well and position themselves in spot where people are just going to drop in front of them or rotate on the Storm, and they find them using that scan medallion. Pollo getting a quick elimination underneath Peterbot. Like I said, it's not just a one-man army, but we are about to watch one of the best solo clutches of all time from Peterbot. Queasy is actually alive. Thomas goes down, but Queasy actually does a great job here staying alive and getting a few eliminations on the way in, trying to keep that first place lead that Peterbot and Pollo are trying to knock out. Now, at this point, Pollo goes down, so it's just Peterbot with 13 players alive. Peterbot needs to move as a solo. Guys, pay attention. This is a class act performance from Peterbot. He throws down the armored wall so the duo above him cannot take him out. He catches Tenny right there, gets the refresh, goes back in a circle, can't take too much storm damage here, only down to 50 health, works his way back in. 8 players alive. He's on the low ground, finds Queasy. That's the first place team, and he's trying to take them out of first place.
Yeah, 5 metal walls. Body.
Gets another refresh. Pollo is making excellent call outs here for Peterbot. Even while he's dead, he's trying to be a great teammate.
It's Duke still with Peterbot looking to fight
Peterbot
back.
staying ahead. 2 players behind him. It's all solos. He gets a double elimination right here. Grabs some mats. Dukes is on the high ground, who's a very talented North American player. But even with the high ground advantage, Peterbot gets another elimination. Dukes is up top, has the health advantage, popping a med kit. Takes a good shot, but Peterbot just has the angles and has the confidence to hit the shot.
Come on! Let's go! You're actually crazy.
Even his duo, Pollo, can't believe what he just witnessed. The entire crowd absolutely lost it at this point. And Peterbot made a name for himself for sure. And if you thought that solo clutch was good, that wasn't even his best solo clutch in this entire tournament. So they're dropping into game number 10 with a 40-point lead in first place. Swizzy and Janko leaving the area. They don't even want anything to do with Pollo and Peterbot. And now there's only one other duo that's contesting them at the raft. They don't want to get in Storm Surge trouble again. So I believe they're going to make an early rotation to find a fight down south in Sandy Steps. They find Resign hiding here, takes him out. There's a refresh and Storm Surge damage. Still 85 players alive. I don't know how they made it down here so quickly.
But on the other side, Peterbot and Pollo making a move here from the
So they're
outside.
feeling a lot more confident after that solo clutch, and they're getting into a lot more fights. They're only 250 and above Storm Surge, so they still need a little bit more damage before the end game starts if they don't want to have to worry about it damaging them. So look, they're rotating in. They're using a lot of their resources. They kind of need a refresh here. And they see Azers and Rise. They're pushing into their box. Guns are out. But like every single duo that they push, once they realize it's Pollo and Peterbot, they just run away. These guys are not even fighting back. Like, this is the fear that Pollo and Peterbot strike in the hearts of everybody they're going against. Now, fortunately for them, they do end up finding a refresh here. They get a quick elimination on Liquid. There's a duo, two of them going down. Now they have some materials. They still need some shields. They're 400 above Surge, but they do have a big rotation to make. Using the Nitro to rotate in. Doing a good job avoiding the bulk of the players on the left side. And now they're kind of on their own. It's really overlooked how good, not just their fighting ability, but their rotation ability, the decisions that they make is super important. Peterbot getting a quick knock right there, but they are weak and they've spent this entire game kind of low on shields and heals, so they're forced to fight until they end up getting taken out, and Peterbot is not happy. And I was actually watching this live and I said that I feel like Peterbot is angry and we can expect something crazy to happen in the next game. And believe me, game number 11 is one you'll never forget. So game number 11 is extremely important because the point difference between first and second is only 30 points. And with a 50% boost to the points in day number 2, that's pretty much nothing. Peterbot and Pollo are on the island. They're looking for tags. They're looking for more damage. These moments and this game are absolutely crucial for Peterbot. The fact that they are in Surge trouble while Thomas and Queasy are still alive, and the fact that anything could go wrong right now to allow Thomas and Queasy to take the lead before the final game. This is crucial right here. Every single moment for the rest of this match can really make or break their entire tournament. They end up landing here. They are 91 below Storm Surge, surrounded by duos left and right. But Peterbot, using that elite accuracy, is going to take some serious damage on Swizzy, nearly knocking him. Still below Storm Surge. Even all this damage, they are still below Storm Surge. But there's another team flying in, and they might be able to get some tags on them as they fly in. They hear them flying in right there. Worthy, there we go. They have him weak. They get the knock on the Aussie duo right there. Some additional damage. They are now 500 above Storm Surge. Guys, they went from being below Storm Surge to being 500 above. These guys are so accurate. They end up taking out Clicks and Vino as well. Another time in the end game. Fizz is coming in. Their materials are looking okay. Their heals are looking okay, but there's still 35 players alive. Anything could go wrong. And Thomas HD and Queasy are also still alive, racking up points. Another quick knock on Rise. He finds himself stuck, but he gets out of the box. Pollo actually ends up going down, but Peterbot is getting focused as a solo. He's trying his best to stay alive. The pressure is on. If he goes down right here, Thomas HD and Queasy will take the lead. He ends up finding Pollo on the low ground, but doesn't stop to revive him. He says, I've solo clutched before. I'm going to do this again. There's a lot of duos still alive. Thomas HD, Queasy still alive. Peterbot gets a quick refresh right here. He just makes it look too easy. These are tier 1 pro players that he's just dismantling in the end game. 4 eliminations. Fizz is coming in. He's going to make some elite rotations right here as a solo. Drops down nearly to the low ground. Stays ahead of Storm and now looks back. 1v2 against Reet and Ritual. He's putting pressure on them. Even as a solo, he's able to keep people off of him, doing another 100 damage. That player ends up getting knocked, not by Peterbot, but because of him. This guy just does so much damage. Gets ahead of Circle again. Armored wall on the top so nobody can take his roof. He's looking for players. He's shooting at Booga. He finds a refresh again. This man just knows how to find the refreshes. Fizz is coming out, but guess what? Thomas and Queasy are still alive. The second place team will not leave him alone. They are still alive. They're trying to stay ahead of him. He gets pushed by Ritual, and he's going to piece him up right there and takes him out. The fact that he takes out these players so effortlessly is crazy because these guys are all tier 1 professionals with hundreds of thousands, some of them even millions earned. He's on the low ground right now. He finds another refresh right here. He now has the Scam Medallion back because Pollo had it when he went down. He sees Booga in the Storm. He sees a duo to his right and a duo on high ground. He's trying to catch Booga. He's going to leave him alone. Thomas HD with some crazy aim to take the duo off of height. Now at this point, it's Booga, Queasy, Thomas, and Peterbot all alive. Peterbot's going to end it down. He catches Thomas, and now it's a 1v1v1 with Booga, Queasy, and Peterbot. Peterbot has very low health. He has no time to stop. Queasy is going to take Booga out right here. He has the high ground. He has the advantage. He even cracks him here. But Peterbot, under all the pressure, is going to pull off insane edits. Gets the proper angle and beats Queasy, the clutch of the century right there. One of the best solo clutch performances we have ever seen. He stares Queasy down and the arena goes crazy. Seeing this in person was absolutely ridiculous. Everybody screamed and got off their feet. It was insane. And now going into the final game, the conversation is all about what is second place going to do. We've seen Queasy before in an FNCS Global Championship land on the first place team to try to take them out early and secure the championship. And Peterbot knows this is a possibility. Him and Pollo are prepping to be contested by the second place team or just about anybody at this point going into the final game. If somebody doesn't want him to win, they got to kill him early. Match number 12, all eyes on the raft. The pressure is on. Is somebody going to make a crazy play to stop Peterbot and Pollo, or is everyone just going to play their normal game? And guys, the action starts very, very early in game number 12. Pollo ends up landing on the super chest. There is another team actually landing here.
I just know the streams are going like, is Queasy going to do it? Is he gonna do it?
Thomas and Queasy definitely thought about it, but I think their thought is, let's just play it safe. There's now 4 teams landing at the raft in the final game, which is actually crazy. But this is why people don't contest Pollo and Peterbot. Their aim is just that good. Thomas and Queasy landing at their normal spot. If they end up winning this game, they still can pass up Pollo and Peterbot. A 40-point difference is not a lot, considering the point bonus in day 2. Peterbot and Pollo, they ended up getting the island very early. At this point, guys, Pollo and Peterbot are pretty much the villains of this tournament. When they started going down or getting knocked, people started cheering. Yes, there was a lot of fans for them in the arena, but there was also a lot of people who didn't want them to do well because of how well they were doing. Now, this was a crazy moment. Queasy and Thomas, their entire tournament could have ended right here because they were on top of this huge surge base and they ended up getting chopped. Now, fortunately, they had the Flowberry Fizz, but they both took a ton of damage and now they're getting focused by the lobby. If they go down right here, third place does not have enough points to catch up to Pollo and Peterbot, and the tournament would be over. Now, the unfortunate part is they are taking Storm Surge damage, but Thomas HD is so good with that pistol. He gets a quick tag. They get into a fight, and they get eliminated, and the crowd goes crazy because at this point, it is impossible for Pollo and Peterbot to lose. Pollo is smiling. Peterbot is smiling.
They died.
Yeah.
Hold up. Come on.
And they knew it. They knew that's it. Once Thomas HD and Queasy were done, it was game over. And now all the pressure has been lifted off of Pollo and Peterbot. So now they're just fighting for high ground, and they're pulling off crazy maneuvers like this, just getting into crazy fights. They want to win this last game as well, and they have none of the pressure of actually having to win it. They're just literally flying around the end game, just killing these other pro duos. I'm pretty sure there's nobody even above them at this point. Nobody wants to fight on high ground. They know that these two psychos are up here just pushing anything that moves. So they're not, it's not even worth keeping the high ground against them.
And I think they're up top, but no. Immediate competition.
There's a knock right there on Japco. Peterbot drops down on Reet. But you do got to be careful against Reet. One of the few controller players in this tournament.
Things have to slow down now. Pollo comes out to support his teammate. The scan comes out. They don't have a lot of HP.
And just like that, guys, a 2v2 for the final game.
To recuperate.
Just a little victory lap for the champions to show that even though they were guaranteed to win, they can still win again in their final match. You guys, this is one of the best performances we have ever seen for any pro player in Fortnite. The best prime we have ever seen from Peterbot. They got second place in the first FNCS this year and won first place in the past 3 FNCSs. $400,000 earned in this tournament. And just like that, he has beat the allegations. This guy is not cheating. He is just the greatest Fortnite player of all time. Thank you guys so much for watching.